Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the car today. I just wanted to hop on and talk about a topic that probably comes to some of you guys' mind who are striving to go to law school or are currently in law school. How does it feel to become a lawyer, right? So you're striving for this all your life. Some of you guys wanted to be a lawyer all your life. How does it feel once you become a lawyer? And the prestige that some people feel like is associated with it. So let's talk about it. Okay, so you become a lawyer, now what, right? Does it get us overwhelming feeling like, yes, I'm a lawyer, or there's some other things that come into it? And I'm going to say the latter, right? So what happens is a lot of times if you are a lawyer that went to law school and had to have student loans, what comes to you is you have to pass the bar so that you can find a job so that you can pay back these student loans, right? That's the feeling comes. It probably can be somewhat overwhelming, right? The pressure of landing a job so that you can pay back these student loans that you took out. And I did plenty of videos about student loans, but I think that's an overwhelming feeling can happen. Granted, when you first graduate, there's a happy feeling, like you finish, you accomplish a goal that you set. The feeling probably will be accomplished. I feel accomplished. I feel happy, right? I think that lasts a short period of time in perspective to some of the other feelings that you may experience when you get out of law school and actually are a lawyer, right? Because you have to go take the bar exam, right? So you're probably feeling anxious about passing the bar exam, studying for the bar exam. That probably is a feeling first. And then saying that, because, when you graduate from law school, you get your JD, your Juris Doctor degree, right? But you are not officially a practicing lawyer until you pass the bar. So the feelings about becoming a lawyer, right? Technically, you have a Juris Doctorate, but you can't be a practicing attorney until you pass a bar exam. So I think there are a lot of feelings that go into that. And I think that there's a kind of a roller coaster of feelings, right? You go through law school, that was probably a stressful experience for many. There probably were some highs and lows throughout it. But then you graduate, you're like, yes, it's done. But it's really not done because you have a whole career ahead of you. So I think that it comes with a lot of different feelings, right? And I think some people strive to be lawyers for different reasons, right? Some of them go with they feel like it's very prestigious to have that career versus another career. And I think society does hold lawyers to a high degree. But there are other professions that are just as prestigious, right? The medical field, whether it be nursing or doctors, things of that nature. I think those are also prestigious degrees as well, but lawyers are not associated, I guess, with that science end of your brain, right? That kind of part of your brain that deals with like math and science, and so people value that, right? I think too that once you realize like being a lawyer is challenging work, you might have a feeling of like imposter syndrome, right? Check out my other video where I talk about imposter syndrome and like checking out your mental health. So your feelings may go into, am I good enough for the profession? Am I smart enough? You may deal with those kind of feelings as well. So I think there's a roller coaster of emotions. Personally, for me, I was so happy to be done with law school. Law school was at that point one of the most challenging endeavors I had set out to do. And so I was just happy that it was done with. But then there was definitely some uphill battles, like I said, studying for the bar exam. I gratefully had a job before I even graduated, so I didn't have to worry about finding a job, but then I had to find the next job after it. So it came with some pressures, but I don't regret the decision to become a lawyer. I just want to make sure that people know, like, when people say they're lawyers, there's a lot of backstory to it, right? And to appreciate that they've set out on a journey, 3 years past your undergrad degree, probably very intense 3 years, more than you probably went through in your 4 years in undergrad, right? So think about that when someone says they're a lawyer, and when you become a lawyer or when you're going through that journey, what are your feelings, right? There are going to be a different amount of feelings as you go through the whole process. So comment below. I want to know kind of what you guys think. What feelings have you felt? What if you're a lawyer now? Like, what did you feel when you became a lawyer? Was like some kind of light bulb moment, or what? Or if you're going through law school, what kind of feelings are you feeling now? And do you think they'll be different when you become officially a lawyer? So just comment below. Okay, I also wanted to talk about do people care about which law school you went to or which undergrad you went to? And that was like a common question on like an online thread, online discussion thread. And somebody was commenting about the fact that people really don't care which undergrad you went to if you went to law school, right? They just really care which law school you went. So you could have gone to like a state school and then went to some prestigious law school, and that's really what people care about. And I would say it depends on where you're at, right? I think it depends on where you're at and where your network is, whether they care about your undergrad or law school. Because let's say you went to undergrad with a very big network, right? And then you go to work at a firm later. Let's say you didn't go to the same law firm as everybody else or most of the people there, but you went to an undergrad that is relatable to somebody else. That could be your in, right? So I think it just depends on where. And I think the same applies to maybe say other professions too, like medical schools. People go to certain undergrad and then they go try to get into the big name medical schools so they could have that on their degree when they say you know, this is where I went to medical school. So I think it depends on what the last thing you went to. It depends. What I would usually say to people though, if you know you're going to go to graduate school, I wouldn't spend a lot of my money on undergrad if I know I'm going to go to graduate school, because you know you're going to be pursuing more than that. You don't want to run out of money after undergrad and not be able to pursue your graduate degree. So that's my little 2 cents. Comment below. I want to know, what do you guys think? Like, do you care? Which one do you care about more? Undergrad, or if you're going to graduate school, do you care more about graduate? All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.